from Beijing to the world. News like you've never seen it before. Ballistic Propaganda Machine. All ballistic, all the time. This is BPM News.
Welcome to this installment of BPM News. I'm your host, Jake Walker.
And I'm Daniel Goss, bringing the ballistic world to you.
People love a genius. Time and time again, it becomes evident that people need to attribute greatness to a sole author.
No way! That's great!
We landed on the moon!
This rings true all over the world, but the prevalence of the master figure is probably nowhere more alive than in China. Chinese master-apprentice relationships date back millennia, leaving behind written and visual records of cultural continuity in the form of paintings, calligraphy, architecture, and garden design. The idea of the master pervades today in all forms of the creative realm. BAM stands in stark contrast to the idea of master or sole entity being the arbiter of a good idea. At BAM, a good idea is not only limited to those who have laboured and practiced many years. A good idea is not limited to only those who are highly educated. A good idea can exist regardless of its creator, regardless of whether the creator is educated at all. As such, BAM believes that it is not always designers with the most experience who come up with the ideas best fit to be carried forth and built. An IE can come up with a good idea. An intern can come up with a good idea. A founder can come up with a good idea. God forbid a client might come up with a good idea, but it has happened before. BAM's maxim, a good idea can come from anywhere, stands no truer represented than in the story Denise Designs, brought to you by Ballistic Propaganda Machine's BPM News. Denise likes to remind herself that a good idea can come from noodles. She references a rice noodle and sugar model made by fellow BAM designer Z-Dog, which subsequently developed into a 30-metre-long crystalline suspended installation. But in this story, the good idea comes from Denise herself.
You betcha! I'm standing here at BAM's new project in Shenzhen. The project is nearing its completion of the first phase, and I'm here with the main designer of the project, Denise, also known as Ji Xiaodan. This is one project that is fairly unique in the sense that she has been the designer from the very beginning until the very end. It is truly her brainchild.
I think I'm lucky, Denise tells BPM News. Not everyone has a chance to build crazy stuff like this. Could this be me, you wonder? The answer is yes, you can at BAM. The story Denise Designs is a tale of a determined, talented designer who rolls up her sleeves and goes all the way. In typical BAM style, Denise doesn't sail the boat alone. Not at BAM. How did it all start? For the mixed-use retail and residential development in Buji, Shenzhen, Denise produced an eye-catching landscape design. A BAM principal produced another option for the same site, a design equally strong, but intentionally very different. One defined by angular energy, the other defined by a grounded axial condition. The client was in the position to choose one idea or the other. You guessed it. The client preferred Denise's landscape.
For the axis scheme, I think they thought it's too rigid, so they chose this one.
They chose your scheme.
Yeah, I mean...
And because the idea was so amazing, BAM rallied troops, got behind the idea, and worked to make it real. Denise pushed the design into reality. Combined with a magnificent client, the Buji landscape is now one of BAM's best-built projects.
The noodle.
It can come from noodles. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's cool, you know, because everyone will saw design is, yeah, it is hard work. I mean, it's hard, But usually you can come up with some, idea like a sparkle, like
Yeah.
it's just come out from your mind, your brain. So like research before the design, we will learn from the local culture, history, food, everything like that, trying to find something different from that place.
Residents of the Bougie development are looking forward to the project opening and spending more time in it. Talk about gaining experience. What did Denise learn? What would Denise have done differently? So many questions, so few answers, but one thing is for sure. BAM works together for the sake of the idea. In rough and smooth waters, BAM works as a team to make a chosen idea set sail.
Because I need help from Dan to help me make the structure, and you help me with the source, planting stuff, Faye and Say help me with drawings. That's a group work.
Yeah, what's the result of actually going from the concept to the constructed on one project, and how that affects what you expect to be doing on future projects?
Well, maybe now do like some complex project like this, because you have to do a lot of details to make this come true.
Yeah, you put yourself in the doghouse on that one.
Yes.
A project at this scale requires more than a single person's skill sets or capabilities to complete. If you are a capable and driven designer, then you could be like Denise.
Design. How does it feel having something that you invented be constructed in reality?
Exciting. Yeah, totally happy.
Do you want to keep doing it?
Of course.
Of course. Now, that's all we have for today, folks. Back to you.
So drink BAM's Kool-Aid and remember, never underestimate the power of dumb.
That's all the time we have left for today, folks. We look forward to seeing you again.
Right here on Channel 28, BPM News.
To follow BPM News, Ballistic Architecture Machine, or BAM, please log on to our website at www.bam-usa.com, or simply follow us here.